So, as I'm sure you're all already aware, we are in the midst of a global health crisis. Scientists are saying stay at home, stop the spread, flatten the curve, social distance, stay away from people. We know that these actions are helpful to stop the spread of this deadly illness. It also just so happens that we are in a Democratic primary season. When asked about how the two of these things relate in a virtual town hall, Joe Biden gave the wrong answer, which also happens to be the deadly answer. Take a look at his response here, and then let's discuss.
Hi, Mr. Vice President. So my question is about the Wisconsin primary and whether you think it's still appropriate to have in-person voting there, considering the fact that the Democratic National Convention has been pushed back and public health officials say it's important to stay home at this time.
Well, the answer is I listen to the scientists. A convention having tens of thousands of people in one arena is very different than having people walk into a polling booth with accurate spacing to 6 to 10 feet apart, one at a time going in and have machines scrubbed down. But I do think there are going to be a lot more. I think you could hold the election as well, dealing with mail-in ballots and same-day registration. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done. That's for the Wisconsin courts and folks to decide. But I think it's possible to do both, to have both more mail-in ballots. People, and today is the last day, I guess, till 5 o'clock to ask for one. It was an hour time difference from where I am in Wisconsin. And I think it could be done based on what I'm hearing from the news and what I understand the governor and others are saying. But that's for them to decide.
So, Joe Biden starts off that clip by saying, I'd listen to the scientists. Well, contrary to what Joe Biden and Simone Sanders think, the scientists aren't saying it's okay to go and vote in droves. In fact, they're saying quite the opposite. They're saying stay home. Stay home. Joe Biden over here says, I think people can vote by mail, and I think they can vote in person. And oh yeah, by the way, the deadline to get your mail ballot is today at 5 p.m. Look at pictures from any past election and realize that it is impossible for people to follow the social distancing guidelines by how the election's infrastructure, the very infrastructure of voting is set up. Look at pictures of any of the past elections and realize that's impossible. Joe Biden is over here in La La Land saying, well, as long as people are 6 to 10 feet apart, as long as they go to vote one by one, and as long as the machines are wiped down after they vote, that's impossible. He's delusional if he thinks that's true. These precincts barely have the supplies, let alone the staffing to do this. Supplies are sold out. Poll workers are calling out because they know better. They don't want to get sick. And him, just abdicating responsibility here and saying, I'm deferring to the governors? How are you going to lead from behind? How are you going to say, I'll listen to their decision? You should lead on this. You should say the election dates should be pushed back and should be vote by mail. And you should allow same-day registration, same-day accessing of your vote, your mail ballot. So this is disappointing. People will die from, Joe Biden and even Bernie Sanders too if he decides not to say this. People will die. People will catch the virus and die. This isn't hyperbole. This thing is spreading. It's infecting everyone. People are already infected and they don't even know it. They go asymptomatic for 2 weeks. So all the candidates need to come out and say, I want the primaries to be pushed back. I want them to be vote by mail. Because anything else is just a death sentence. Leave a comment on your thoughts here regarding Joe Biden's abdication of responsibility and judgment. And subscribe to join the political revolution against mainstream media. They're not going to cover this. They're going to say it's okay. They're going to say, oh, it's fine. No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.